Hi everyone. In this video, I'm trying to troubleshoot this particular problem. I'm trying to launch one of the virtual desktops in my Citrix environment and it is throwing some kind of error message which I'm going to show in a minute. So I'm going to type my credentials now. Okay, so once I hit login, so when I try to launch the virtual desktop, which is server OS machine, when I click on it, it just keeps loading. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds and see how it goes. Okay, it says cannot start desktop server OS machine. So let's do one thing. Let's click OK. Let's try once again. Let's see how it goes. So this is the most common error that you come across when applications are not launching. So this could be due to various reasons. So you have to troubleshoot why you're getting this error message. In the meanwhile, let's do one thing. Let's try to launch Studio Console. Okay. So this is the Studio Console. So let me check the status of this machine. Okay. Okay, the machine is in power on state, but if you see here, the registration status is unregistered. The status is unregistered, so this could be the reason why we are not able to launch the virtual desktop. Okay, let's go back to the okay, it just keeps loading. So we need to troubleshoot why the machine is in unregistered. So once the machine is in registered state, we can launch this virtual desktop. So let's do one thing. Let's check the status of this machine in the hypervisor environment. Okay, so let me log into my hypervisor. So this is my hypervisor. Let me check whether the hypervisor is up or not. Yes, it seems like the hypervisor is up. So everything looks good. Now uh, let's go and log into Zen Center console. Okay, if you see here, the machine is in power off state. But if you check the studio, it was saying that the power state is on. But if you look at the Zen Center console, the machine is in power off state. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's try to refresh and see the power state now. Let's try to refresh. Okay, the power state is off now. So basically what is happening is the machine is powering on and it is powering off automatically. So let's test it now. Let's test it. Okay. So this is the machine. Let's try to turn on the machine. Let's try to hit start. Okay, the machine is powering on now. Okay, the machine is powering on. Let's go to Studio Console. Let's hit refresh. Okay, the machine is in power on state. It's in unregistered state. Now let's check the status of the machine. Let's see what is actually happening actually to this machine. Okay, let's see. Okay, if you see the console, it says CD-ROM failure, could not read boot disk. No bootable device powering off in 30 seconds. It says it is going to power off in 30 seconds. So this is the reason why this machine is in unregistered state. Okay, so once the machine goes off, the status would change to power off state. So for some strange reason, we see that the machine is powering off automatically. So we need to find out why this is happening. Okay, let's do one thing before we dive deep into this issue. Let's try to turn on a different machine in the Citrix in the same Zen server environment. We have a different machine. Let's try to start this machine and see how it goes. It's always good to check whether this is a single machine issue or multiple machines issue. Okay, so this is a different virtual machine in the same Zen server. It is hosted on the same Zen server. Now let's test it whether this machine is powering on or not. Okay, if you see here the first machine, this is powering off automatically. Okay, this machine, we turned it on, it turned off after 30 seconds automatically. Now we are trying to turn on a second machine to see if it does the same thing or not. Okay, let's check now. So this is a different machine that we are testing it now. So if both the machines are doing the same pattern, if both machines are doing the same pattern, then it means that something to do with the hypervisor. We need to investigate why the machines are powering off automatically. But if it is an issue with a single machine, then we need to find why the single machine, the VDI machine 02, is doing this kind of behavior. So let's see now. Let's see if this machine is booting up completely or not. This will help us to isolate the issue. Okay, seems like the machine is powering on. So let's try to turn on the machine 1 as well. Okay, let's click on console parallelly. Let's see what is going to happen. Okay, this machine 2 is showing Windows screen. If you see this machine, it says okay, starting execution. Okay, it says open source network boot firmware iSCSI HTTP DNS. Okay, it says no such file or directory. Nothing to boot. It says nothing to boot. No more network devices. It says could not read boot disk. No bootable device powering off in 30 seconds. This is a virtual machine. Now, okay, this machine is following doing the same pattern. Now let's check the second machine. Let's go back to the second machine. Okay, it's trying to boot. The second machine seems to be okay. It is showing the Windows screen, but let's make sure whether it is booting completely or not. So in the production environments, you will come across these kind of issues. You have to check the status of the machines, like whether they are in uh, power on state or whether they are in hung state or what is actually happening. So when the machines are unregistered state, you need to check whether the machine is completely booted or not. Okay, so if you see here, it is powered off automatically. So something is wrong with this machine that we can check, but let's check whether this machine is powering on completely or not. Okay, so let's see. But this seems like, yeah, it's definitely doing something. So it is not stuck like the machine 1. This is not stuck. It is definitely okay. It says getting devices ready. So this machine is booting up. This machine is booting up just fine. So something is wrong with this machine. Something is wrong with this machine. So let's do one thing. The very first thing that we need to do is let's check the settings of both the machines. Okay, let's check the status of the settings of the machines. Okay, this is the working machine. Let's right click on it. Let's go to properties. Okay, so if you see here, memory is 3 GB, which is fine. CPU is 2, and everything looks okay. This is advanced options. Everything looks okay. Let's go to boot options. Okay, so on the working machine, if you check the boot options, it says the first it goes to the DVD drive. This is the boot order. Next, it goes to the hard disk. So this is the boot options that we have set for the working machine. Okay, so it says choose the devices from which you would like to boot the virtual machine operating system. So from where the virtual machine is operating system is getting booted, and configure the boot device order. The first item in the list will be scanned first when booting. If boot media is not found, the second device will be scanned, and so on down the list of selected devices. So when the machine is booting up, uh, the VM's operating system will look for the first one, which is DVD drive. If it doesn't locate in that location, then it goes to hard disk. If it doesn't locate there, it goes to network. So this is the boot order, which is DVD drive and hard disk, which is set for the working virtual machine. Now let's cancel this. So DVD drive, hard disk, and network. Let's cancel this. Okay, now let's go to, okay, this machine is booting up. Let's go to VDI machine 02. Let's right click on it. Click on properties. Okay, let's click on CPU and memory. Okay, 3 GB is fine. Let's click on boot options. If you see here, the boot order is set to network first, which is incorrect. Okay, if you see the working machine, it has a DVD drive and hard disk. Network is not selected. But if you see the non-working machine, network is set. This is not PVS environment. This is not provisioning services environment. So the OS is not booting from the network, it is booting from the hard disk. So this could be the reason why we are facing this issue. So let's do one thing. Let's uncheck this. Let's uncheck network. Okay, let's check hard disk. Let's click move up. Okay, move up. Let's click. Okay, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Okay, let's click on once again this one. Move up. Okay, now it looks good. Okay, so the boot order is set correctly like the working machine, which is DVD drive and hard disk, and we have unselected network here. Let's click OK. Let's click OK now. Okay, now let's go to the uh, other machine. Let's click on properties. Okay, it is set to, if you see here, DVD drive, hard disk is set, and if you see this machine, right click and click properties. Okay, DVD drive and hard disk is set. Now let's try to power on the machine now and see how it goes. Okay, now it's trying to boot. Let's see how it goes. So if you remember last time, it was saying boot disk not found. Now let's see whether it is going to boot up fine or not. Okay, it gives a blank color screen. Let's see. Okay, it's trying to do something this time. It is definitely not saying boot disk not found. So if you get past the screen, it means that the machine is booting up without any issues. So let's see. So you need to check these kind of things in the production environment. If you come across these kind of issues, you should always compare the settings of the working machine and the non-working machine. This will definitely help us to isolate the problem. Okay, seems like it is stuck here. Let's see. Let's wait for a few seconds. Yeah. Now let's go back to studio. If you see here, the power state is on, but it is in unregistered state. The machine has to turn on completely to change to registered state. So let's wait. So this is going to be a long video, so please bear with me. So whenever you troubleshoot issues, I just like to make it without any without making any cuts. So I'm not going to edit this video. Okay, it's trying to boot up. Okay, it's almost there. It says getting devices ready. Okay, seems like the machine is booting up now, but let's wait for a few seconds. Let's go back to studio. Okay, the machine is powering on. The maintenance mode is off. So once this changes to registered state, we'll try to launch the machine and see how it goes. So VDA unregistered state is the most common issue that you will come across in the Citrix environment. So this could be very easy. These kind of issues could be very easy to troubleshoot, or this could be very complicated as well. So yeah, but always start from the basics. Whenever you troubleshoot something, always start from the basics. So after performing all the troubleshooting steps, if the issue is still not getting resolved, then you have to, you know, do some deep dive. So these kind of issues could happen due to many reasons, because in the production environments, you work. Citrix is hosted on servers, but Citrix is connected to database, Active Directory, domain controller, storage, network. So uh, many things we have to rely on many things to make Citrix work. So at any point in time, if there are some changes made on different products in the Citrix environment, then it could affect Citrix as well. So yeah, that's why we come across these kind of issues. Okay, it says getting ready. So it means that Citrix is dependent on other services or products in the Citrix infrastructure. It could be Citrix, it could be storage, it could be network, it could be domain controller, it could be hypervisor, it could be anything else. So we have to make sure that everything is okay. It says applying Citrix group policy. So it seems like the machine is booting up fine just now. So once the machine is up, it should change to registered state, and then we can try to launch the application and see how it goes. All right. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. All right, we are almost there. Okay, the machine is up. So the problem has been resolved. Last time when the issue happened, the machine was not booting. This time we changed the settings and the machine is booted up just fine. Now let's go back to Citrix Studio. So this is the console where we have to see the status of the machine. So let's refresh now and see the status of the registration state. Okay, it is in unregistered state. It is still in unregistered state. Let's refresh. So this might take a couple of minutes because the machine has booted just now. So it will take a minute or two for the services to come up. So whether it could be Citrix desktop service or Citrix ICA service. So let's wait for a few seconds. So otherwise we need to do some troubleshooting again. But I'm pretty sure that the machine is up. If you see here, the machine is definitely up. So everything looks good. Okay, let's go back to studio now. Let's refresh and see how it goes. Okay, it says initializing. If you see, it is definitely trying to establish connection with the controller. Let me refresh once again. It should be in registered state in a few seconds. All right, initializing is a very good sign. So these are the controllers in my environment. So these are the controllers in my environment. So let's go back to the machine. Where is the machine? Okay, this is the machine. So, okay, if you see now, the machine is in registered state. Okay, if you see, the machine is in registered state. Let me refresh. It has gone to registered state. Okay, now let's do the final testing. Let's go back to client PC as an end user. Let me try to launch this machine and see how it goes. Okay. So the initial issue was this application was not launching. Now let's try to click on the same machine and see how it goes. Okay. So last time it was throwing that error. This time it is trying to do something. Okay, seems like it is trying to launch. Okay, it's almost there. All right, we launched the machine successfully through Citrix. All right, the initial issue of not launching this particular virtual desktop has been resolved. We have done a lot of troubleshooting steps, and after performing various troubleshooting steps, the machine has changed to registered. Once the machine is registered, we tried to launch the machine, and the machine launched successfully. All right, I hope you find this information helpful. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.